Hello everyone, it's CDA94581 here, but you can call me CDA. Today is the launch of Minecraft 1.17, or the Caves and Cliffs update. As you may know, I am a creator-based channel, so today we are gonna go over some of the bug fixes and additions they've added for us creators between version 1.16.221 and 1.17 Caves and Cliffs. Let's get started. In the 1.16.230 beta, Mojang has been really interested in Gametests. If we look, they've been adding so many new things. Personally, I haven't really had many experiences with Gametests. I haven't played around with them that much, but they're pretty useful for testing small bits and bobs, so definitely go check those out. They're getting better and better. In the 1.16.230.52 beta, Mojang added a new experimental feature for entities known as entity properties. So these require currently holiday creator features and upcoming creator features to be enabled because they're still being experimented upon. But if you're familiar with blocks, they're quite similar. Basically, they have a property, you can test for it, and do different things because of that. So in the description object to add a property, you'd add a properties object, and then an object inside that is your property name. line_sync just says, if I set this to true, then resource packs can use it for different purposes. Values must be required. There are different ways you can set values. I just did a minimum and maximum. You can also do stuff like booleans, strings, that kind of stuff. But if value is, so it can only be between 1 and 5, otherwise it will throw an error. A default is what it starts as. I haven't gotten aliases to work yet, but I'll link information in the description that will talk about this stuff as well. Over here, this is just some simple stuff to showcase and demonstrate it. These two just make it easier for me to get rid of it once I'm done. This as well, just very useful. So here on the interact, it's gonna trigger this beta interact thing. There's an event response now called set_actor_property, and then inside you have values. So this is my property over here, and then I'm checking query, is this actor property this one? Is it 5, which is the max? If so, then I'm gonna cycle it back to 1. Otherwise, to add 1 to it. So permutations, also like blocks, these are evaluated every tick to check if a certain condition is true, and if so, to add a certain component or something like that. So basically for this one, this will just get larger based on whatever the scale property is, so we can add different components. This can be done with component groups. However, if you know more from the very beginning, you'll have noticed that sometimes the mobs that should burn wouldn't burn after you morphed first into a mob that is immune to fire or something. So basically this, since it's evaluated every tick, I would assume that by doing so, they'll lose their fire immunity when they're supposed to and stuff like that. Over on the research side of things, it's a very simple thing. I just threw together different bits and bobs, just gave it a zombie because, quite simply, I'm not in the mood to design something custom. Actually, I threw this together in around 2 hours, and I could have spent less time if I didn't completely forget how to make add-ons and set the behavior pack and resource pack UUIDs to be the same. If we jump into the game, I can show you this in action. So basically, this stuff. Holiday creator features. Currently the query.actor property and query.has_actor_property are under experimental, so that's holiday creator features. And then permutations and actor properties in general, that goes under upcoming creator features, so those must be enabled. I have this Reese's Pack and Behavior Pack as well. When we load in, I really didn't spend too much time making this look good, so this is just a thrown together quick and dirty spawn egg. When I spawn it, it renders this, and then when I right click it, so currently the property is 1, so scale, as we saw in the code, would be 1. If we right click it, then scale is now 2, 3, 4, and now 5. And then afterwards, it's gonna cycle back to 1 again, and so on. Because that's what we set. In Minecraft Beta 1.17.0.52, Mojang fixed a bug that was really annoying. Where basically, signs that are colored would be super dark that you could barely see anything. If we head over to 1.17.0.52 real quick, or 50, we see that when we type in a sign with a color, or if we dye it, we can barely see anything. Now if we head over to 1.17.0.52, we can see it much better. So like, basically, it's not gonna be the same color as it once was a while ago. A mod did state on the bug tracker that it's intended to be darker, but not that dark. This was brought to my attention by Jesser, who I'll link her video down in the description. Anyway, basically, in this video, she also shows some of the differences between the old ones and then the buggy ones, and as you can see, the colors are so much different, but that's how things will be, so just a heads up for you. In Minecraft Beta 1.17.0.54, Mojang added a new experimental feature known as volumes. Basically, what volumes are, they're basically fogs in a specific area. So, here I've created 3 fogs, volumetric fogs to demonstrate. These go directly in the world folder, it does not go into a behavior or Reese's pack. I created a volumes folder, and then inside there are files. So, format version 1.17.0, because that's where they were added. Minecraft volume just tells the game it's a volumetric fog. Description, it's in like everything. Identifier, I think you know what that is. Components, I think you know what that is also. Minecraft bounds, these are the boundaries of where the volumetric fog will be in. Dimension is overworld. It can also be nether or the end, as we'll see later on. Max and min, from my testing, they appear to only be coordinates, so like x5, y4, x5 to z5, or to x -5, y5, z -5. Minecraft Fog just tells the game what the fog will be, so in the overworld I'm just adding a Crimson Forest fog, this just for show. I mean, I could create my own or do a nicer one, but for show it's easier to do. Priority, the lower it is according to the documentation, the more likely it'll be in this area, so I set it to 1, but I believe it can be any integers. The nether, I did basically the same thing. This one I'm not actually going to show because I haven't actually gotten it to work. I would assume there's something overwriting it, or it's a bug or something, or maybe I need this to be bigger, but it's still something that we need to test and work out as a community. Fog, I just set it to the end fog. That should make everything much more clear, but again, I can't get it to work yet, so we're gonna skip over this. In the end, dimension is the end with a space. Do not put an underscore or just that or that. because those are not what we're looking for. Identifier, I'm also doing the Crimson Forest because that way we can see it much better. So as I stated earlier, this is an experimental feature, so you actually need upcoming creator features in order for this to work, otherwise it will not work, and it will actually tell you in the content logs that it requires this to be toggled, so Minecraft's doing a pretty good job telling you this. So actually in this, once it loads in, you'll see what I'm talking about, but I added structure blocks in order for us to see the boundaries of the fog. It's not actually going to be visible in-game, but I added them just for show. So let's wait for this to load in. Alright, so as you see, I placed structure blocks here. Now if we take a look at the sky, it looks like the sky and normal. Once we head in, everything changes. So these are the boundaries once I step out. This is actually wherever my head is, so if I go down a block, technically I'm in this block, but my head is in this fog area, so it'll still show. The same if I go up a block, my feet are here, but since my head is out, the fog will be removed. So that's basically it, if we can see. As soon as I step out of this area, and I'm using the structure block right here, so if I were to remove the structure block, you'll see that this border goes away. If we head into the end now, I also set up a fog over here. This one is a bit bigger, but it's basically the same thing. So again, once I enter this area, then everything starts appearing. I think I actually load where the fog is, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I accidentally typed in the things wrong, but yeah, basically, again, if your head is above it, then it won't appear, but if it's inside, then it will appear. So that's basically all for volumes. And that is all I have for you today. I've skipped over a few of the smaller changes and tweaks, mainly because they are they're less major stuff. And also, personally, I haven't had that much experience with them, so it wouldn't be a good idea for me to go and talk to you about. So anyway, thank you all for watching. Do the things that everyone asks. And if you have any questions, comments, feedback in general, feel free to leave them in the comments below, or you can go down into the description and get a hold of me there. Anyway, thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.